Does anybody have any edits, comments? No? If not, can we get a motion to accept the minutes of the 4th? Someone's gonna have to unmute themselves.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second the motion.
Oh, okay. All in favor? I don't know if we can see all the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
I abstain.
Oh, okay. All right. Donation?
We do. We have a donation that we don't need a vote on this, but we just wanted to bring it forward. So it's for our backpack program for $400 from Brandon and Rebecca Brow from Berwick.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm amazed. It seems like every time we have a meeting, you're telling us of another like really significant donation.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so then the next agenda item is something that I wanted to bring. So I had wanted to write a letter to the state just requesting that they consider bumping teachers up in the priority for being offered vaccinations. And I felt like it would be more impactful if it was from us as a board. So I've written a letter. I would love if this isn't something that everybody's comfortable with, then I will just send it personally, but I'd really love to have our board sign off on it. But I don't know how do I share? So I wrote in.
Let me see if I can do it.
I wrote it in Pages.
Okay, hold on one second. Let's see. Where were you, Denise? There it is.
But I don't know. I don't see anything.
So I'm going to just do a quick little thing. I'm going to copy and put it in a PDF really quick and share it with you guys, okay?
Oh, great.
All right. It's going to take me a second, though, so talk amongst yourselves while I do this.
Can we put that on Doc Hub and sign it like we do the warrants?
I'm sure that someone smarter than me can do that.
Yeah. Denise,
Jeff.
do you want to talk a little bit more about the letter as Sue's sharing it?
Yeah, sure. So, so my goal here was not to say, hey, we want to reopen schools. Hey, we want to do this. It wasn't to push an agenda. It was simply to try to get teachers to be higher on the priority list. They're currently in, what is it? 1B or whatever, wherever it is, 2B. But there's no, it says February through April, but there's nothing. And for quite a while, there has been no additional language. Half the states in the country are prioritizing teachers. So my thought was this is one of, having vaccinations available to teachers and to our more vulnerable populations. We've said all along that those are the main reasons that we are having schools be either closed or hybrid, the models that we're doing. So if we can, and I think like we just heard from Erin, we can't move forward as a board, as a district, without some of these barriers moving. And so it was, again, it's not to push an agenda. It is to simply try to encourage them to get teachers higher on the priority list, like now. And that's all it is. So the feedback that I got was that the governor and Dr. Shaw are listening, and the recommendation was to send it directly to them and copy our local reps and also Pender Macon. So my understanding is that they're listening to the feedback that they're getting.
I just shared it to your emails, guys, so you should be able. And I just put it on a regular document, a Google Doc, and shared it with you.
Okay.
I have a question. Has the state of Maine classified teachers as essential workers?
No. So they're considered.
Well,
No,
it was our essential workers, but they moved us down the list to several layers after they determined that they needed to take care of the elderly population first.
yeah, so the way it reads right now, phase 1B, February through April, is people 65 and older, adults with high-risk medical conditions. And I will just say that my father-in-law, who is 98, was told it would be a month at least before he could get vaccinated.
Yeah.
So, and then the last one is critical frontline workers to be determined. And that's the language that bothers me, is the to be determined. So this kind of goes on, and this is including food and agricultural workers, postal service, manufacturing, grocery store, public transit, and those who work in the education sector and daycare workers. So this does not read like essential.
We don't sound very essential in that list.
No, we don't.
Sorry.
Nobody would disagree. All of those are essential. Absolutely. I just want to make one pitch. I'm not saying that others are not also important, but I'm just trying to make a pitch to have this, prioritized so that so many other things can begin to fall into place. So if you guys want to just take a read through and let me know what you think.
I don't know where Estrita is, but she raised her hand.
Oh.
There she was.
Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Okay, try now. Still can't hear you.
Do you
It says,
Type in chat.
yeah, you could type in chat. It says you're unmuted, but I don't know. Did you mute something on your computer?
There might be sometimes I have a thing on my headphones that I can mute, but like just might accidentally.
Yeah. Do you want to put it in the chat?
She's trying.
Okay.
You might want to just come out and come back in, Estrita. Maybe there's something like that.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other?
Well, I would totally sign this. I agree with it. And I thought for a while that teachers should be moved up in the hierarchy. I mean, yeah, elderly people, it's important, but they don't have to go in and be exposed to a lot of stuff every day. And I think it would help to prevent spread as well as their.
Yeah, I just feel like there's so many other things riding on it. Yeah. Anyone else?
I say send it. Sounds good.
Yeah, I'd be happy to sign it.
All right.
I don't know how we're going to sign it.
Yeah, I think Travis, Linda, who else did I miss? Lynn, you guys okay with it?
Yeah, Lynn said she'd sign it.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, let's I'll talk to Jen and see if there's a way to do that.
There is definitely a way. I just don't know how to.
From the emails I've been getting, there's a.
Yeah, you can do almost anything.
Not another doc hub, please.
And then you might just want to send a note out to Stephanie and Joanne with the letter.
Yeah, I will.
Since they're not here.
And then so the people that I would, so obviously it would go out in an email, and I would copy Pendermaken, Mark Lawrence. Is Joe Rafferty the other senator?
I think so. Yes.
But Beth O'Connor and Tiffany Roberts. So just unless there's someone else you think should be copied on it, but that was who I was going with. So, okay. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Appreciate the support. I don't know if it'll do anything, but I've felt like we couldn't not do anything. So,
writing that.
What's that?
Thank you for writing that. That was a good idea.
All right, Audra.
I was just going to piggyback off that for a minute and just let you know that through some of our superintendent meetings that we have on a weekly basis, we're providing that feedback up to Pender as well about the importance of getting teachers and staff.
Great.
vaccinated. So it's being said from many different angles. So that's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think they have to hear it. Good. I'm glad you guys are doing that.
Yes.
Well, there are quite a few students as well who are grocery store workers and handle food as well. So that could also play a factor into it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't know if you guys can hear me now.
Yeah.
Yay! But just to reiterate what I had typed, the schools being fully open is such a crucial piece to everything else the state needs in order to open easily. I mean, if parents don't have to worry about the students during the day because they're at school, then the work side of things has a more natural flow. So it makes a great deal of sense to have the teachers protected just so that part of the puzzle is complete.
Yeah.
I think to not have them be in the front, not the front line necessarily. There's a lot of need all over the place and there's not enough vaccine to go around right now. But yeah, there's a priority there for a number of reasons. So that's it.
All right.
And
Well,
again, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Updates.
Sure. So we'll start with Denise, who's here, and she is just going to share the update on our PPE. She did a recent inventory, so just sharing that information.
Hi, everyone. I am going to try to share a document here. Hold on one second.
Yeah, Denise, you're going to show us all up, right? By sharing that.
Did it show up?
Not yet.
Okay. Not sure why.
How are ya?
Hold on. Here we go. Inventory update. Here we are.
There it is. All right. You are that special.
So again, at the last meeting, Denise had just asked kind of about the state of PPE inventory, masks and shields and gloves and gowns and things like that. We had some items provided by the state free of charge, disposable masks, some gloves, some gowns. You can see that in the top box. And the first column, the first row is how much we received, how much of that we have used, and what balance is remaining. Similarly, in the second box, those are the vendor provided items that we purchased. And down in the bottom, I just did a very brief overview of how much we still have on hand.
Looks like we're in pretty good shape. Kind of crazy.
So what happens is when these come in, Kathy in my office puts the invoices and the accounts as received. The school secretaries are sending up information weekly to request more items, and once a month they give us an inventory of what they have. And then Kevin Moore goes over to our storage and physically counts the inventory so that we're sure that what people are reporting is actually what we have on hand. But
wow. Great.
All right.
Denise, can you share that with me when you get a minute?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll put that in the minutes.
All right.
Thank you, Denise.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. So we'll just do a quick update on athletics. We had basketball games yesterday. Didn't work out so well for Noble, but we played. So that was a plus in of itself. We're starting some intramural after vacation for the middle school, and they're going to be doing some intramural work on the days that they're in session. So Mondays and Tuesdays, we're going to start that way. And we're going to do a little bit of a phase in similar to what we did with the high school, just have a couple teams, a couple of groups working that first week on and off, just that Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll increase it as we go ahead, just making sure that everybody's following all of the precautions that we have in place. So we'll gradually increase that. So that's progress in that area. Just moving on to transportation now. I hope we sent out a communication through the central office about the bus route in Berwick that I mentioned last week that Brenda had said 2 weeks ago, just about the fact that we needed to add a run that was taken off. We had to add another run, but we did hire somebody for that run, and we're able to get that started right after break, which will be good because that will alleviate some of the shuttles that are in Berwick currently, especially at between Hussey and Knowlton School. So all that communication went out, and hopefully that went out smoother than the last time there were some shifts and changes. And then I'll start with attendance, and then if Amy wants to kind of jump in at that point. We obviously didn't have attendance this week, but the week prior to vacation, our student attendance, we had 91 was our low, 91% in attendance, and our high was 98%. And for staff, we had a low of 94% present with a high of 98% present. And those, as I said last time as well, I think we're seeing kind of a pattern now that we've kind of headed out of that December holiday kind of thing. It seems like we're staying in the mid to higher 90s. Amy, did you have anything else you wanted to add about that?
I think the only thing of note was the closure of the Knowlton School outbreak by the CDC. It has been 2 weeks since our last case there, so they were able to close out the outbreak status. And hopefully we'll stay there for a little while, but fingers crossed.
Good, thank you. And those were just the updates. Since we didn't have school this week, it was a little quieter.
Okay.
Astrida?
Yeah. Can you talk at all a little bit about the impact on continuing with the athletics given the message that went out tonight?
Sure. So I hope everybody saw that message. So we had one group that is unable to continue participating for the next 10 days. Amy, do you want to touch base on that a little bit as well?
Yep. So there was an exposure from an individual associated with Noble High School athletics. All of the close contacts have been notified, and we met with Aaron, and Alex, call them the AAA team. So Aaron Watson, Aaron Moore, and Alex Fusco, the athletic trainer, just like we do with our building admin each time we have a case in a building. So it was their first go round, but really they all were there, present, and on the ball. They were all able to notify the families very quickly in both telephone contact and follow-up email. And then the community letter went out. And so we will hopefully not see any spread from that event and get everybody back after their 10-day quarantine.
So it's similar to like if we had a classroom that had to go remote, the other classrooms would continue to participate. So similarly, we have one area of our athletics that is impacted, but the rest of our athletics are currently continuing.
And that exposure didn't impact like a classroom or.
Right, because we've been out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Good. Okay. Any other questions on that? Anything else? Employment updates?
We have none at this time.
Okay. And superintendent update? Anything
Sure.
in addition to?
Yes. So we have the facilities and finance committee meetings. We had scheduled 2 half days this upcoming Monday and Tuesday, the 22nd and the 23rd. But as you'll see, as you kind of look through your budget books, your budget binders, that there's not a great deal of shifts and changes to the budget at this point in time. So we're able to compact that day to, instead of 2 days, just 1 half day to have our cost centers come in and present to our facilities and finance committee. So that's the update on that, which brings it to the binders are ready. So you can pick up tomorrow till 12 o'clock. And then if you can't get in tomorrow, you can pick it up your binder up sometime next week. Travis, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I got an invite for Monday night as well. Is that I don't have a meeting on Monday during the day?
Right.
Right. So the one in the evening is going to be the building committee and the facilities and finance committee. And we did meet with the architectural firm today, and we said that we wanted this to be a Google Meets because Zoom was problematic.
Yay,
So
thank you.
We missed you, Nancy.
The whole town of Lebanon thanks you, I think.
So there's two separate things going on. It's the building and facilities and finance at 4:30, and Alan, the architect, is going to just spend some time. He redid some of the timelines and some of the things that we need to do sooner than later. So we'll go through some of that at that time. So you should have Tuesday morning, but then you should have Monday at 4:30 for that.
Tuesday mornings. What times does that start, Audra, on Tuesday?
It was 9 to 12.
9 to 12. That's what I thought. I'm just putting it in.
And again, binders are in the central office.
So I have a question sort of about the budget process. In the past, we've done like a workshop night. Have we thought about how we might do that remotely, or is it in person? How might we do that? We don't necessarily have to answer that now. I'm just curious because those are really helpful when we have the opportunity to talk to different groups. So I don't know if we've thought through how
We
that
can
could
probably do some sort of a Google Hangout that has different people in different, like you can pop into one and pop into another. And like Chris Russo will probably want everybody to come visit him, right? So we'll have to think that through, but I'm sure we can figure it out.
It's on the schedule.
Yeah, it is.
The format has not been figured out.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. But as long as we can figure something out. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
I have another, but that can go at the other.
And then others?
Just really quickly wanted to share that I don't know if you saw Channel 8 News at noon yesterday, but Laura Cashel, who does our Tri-Town Bookmobile, has received a grant for $1,500 through Kennebunk Savings Bank in order to purchase seniors a book. And so I have the book. I'm going to hold it up. It's going to be backwards, but this is the book. And it's been, it's just a really positive book on being hopeful and using resources and kindness. And so
What's the name of the book?
Oh, yes, that would help. Wouldn't it? The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse.
Because it has a horse in it, so it's got to be good.
That's right. So she's securing some of one per student, and Channel 8 News did a little highlight on it yesterday at noontime. So I'll share that link with you so you can see it. It was very nice. And the book is a great book, and looking forward to that. And there is a way that families or community members can buy a book plate to go into the book for about $10, just as an additional kind of fundraiser for this. So, it's a great idea, a lot of support around that. So that's my other.
Okay. And I sort of have another. I just wanted to let the rest of the board know that I've asked Sue and Audra to, I'm not sure what we said the timeline would be, but basically to kind of do a first semester review, let us know kind of where things are, just similar to how they did it at the end of the first quarter. So looking at academics and kind of a bigger view of everything. And then just talked about how when we, as a board, kind of signed off on this plan last summer, the idea was that midway through the year, we would revisit the middle school and high schoolers schedule. So I don't know if that's something, I can't remember if you said that we'd be able to do that at the next meeting, but it's something that they're working on, and we'll be kind of revisiting all of that, hopefully at least getting a state of the district update. So, does anybody else have any other?
I just wanted to touch base. I don't know, and Amy, this is more to you. I don't know if you saw the Dr. Shaw's press conference on Tuesday with the Department of Education, but have you received anything yet on the potential of expanding the testing and all that stuff that they talked about?
I haven't, and it's like they were delivering that good news saying that they've got all of these tests, but really no way for like how to use them, because as you can imagine, screening teachers and students would not be a one-person job. I don't know if they have plans to send in supports to schedule large-scale testing of staff and students, kind of like they did when Sanford had their first outbreak. They sent a group, I don't know exactly who it was, I don't know if you remember, Travis, to do that mass testing. So I don't know what that would look like. It's like, yay, we've got all these tests, but how do we use them?
Okay, I was just curious if they had given anything out towards you guys yet as their playbook update, but sounds like in the future we'll have the ability to do more frequent testing. Just a matter of how it's going to happen.
And where we are now, like it's great to know that there's more of a supply, so it won't be a problem when we run out of the ones we have now. But as of right now, like we're just getting our feet wet with testing sick individuals in the school, and to think about how one nurse per building would be able to orchestrate staff and student randomized testing. It would have to be something bigger than us.
Yeah, you've got enough to deal with.
Right. I mean, it's great. It's great that we have them available. We just need somewhat of a plan, I think.
Do you guys did you already receive more tests, or you just got word that they're coming?
That they're coming into the state kind of like they came in the first wave. I don't know if ordering them would be the same avenue that we did to order the ones that we have now. There's been no specifics sent out to that. And then this week, of course, because Maine is on their winter break, we didn't have our Maine State nurses hours. So there was no update. So those happen on Wednesdays. I'm assuming they'll touch on this subject this coming Wednesday at our state meeting.
All right. Anything else? No? All right. I guess we can get a motion to adjourn. Anyone?
I'll make the motion. This is Nancy. That we adjourn.
Thank you.
I'll second the motion. This is Linda.
All right.
All right.
And all in favor? See your little hands. All right.
Thank you.
all.
Have a good night.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.